Itemfinder cannot detect things with an X or an A Y coordinate of 0. Where is 0 on the map? Like, is there anything that actually fits that? Oh no, he hit the wall. See, it's still 1 HP though. So either I'm only doing an estimated like 10 damage or it's still glitching. Fuck this tentacle, by the way. Oh my god. The topmost square of the map? Or like just any particular area? So if we're thinking in conventions of the gamer and the map as it's shown to you, the top left. Is that like the corner of the fucking Hall of Fame room? We shouldn't have won that one. Or is it the top left corner of the table? And whatever like sprites there. Oh. So let's say I'm standing here, right? And the top leftmost corner, right where I'm at, of this screen would be. Let me actually. Turn the cursor on. Okay. So, like right here, is that what you're kind of talking about? And we can't really see that because it just keeps moving because the camera is centered on the player. Or are there like fixed areas that we don't ever see because they're hidden, basically? Boundaries is what I mean. I like area boundaries. Oops. No, that's the window. Of a defined map area. Okay, so it is. There are boundaries of areas, but we don't really ever see them. So I'm assuming that the gatehouses are like the warp zone where they end, right? We'll go take a look at one here in a second. Good old Onyx. See, what the fuck is that shit? Okay, like, I don't think I crit the first time, right? So the range is, let's just say, 30 to 40, right? Why is it the second hit looks like it did like 20? You know, like it. I feel like that fell outside the range. That's not the first time I've seen that, too. Fucking Silphco's passing this shit out like candy. The game draws tiles. Oh, that's great. Thank you, Dick. Tank one, timely. Ah, damn. Fucking crits. So close. Okay, so assuming this is the boundary of the map right here, and this just isn't a trick from the developers to make it seem like it's the boundary, right? Top left would be right here, right? Because everything outside of this is out of bounds. So is this the tile that the item finder wouldn't be able to detect, or is it like out here somewhere? Nope. Okay, I'm completely off. You know something I always wanted? If you could dev this somehow, I would be like forever in your debt. Just like some kind of item or HM that like deletes just one thing. One or like makes it like turns off the obstacle, you know. The last row where the color is well, y equals 0. Okay. So this is y equals 0. And then I'm assuming like here this would be x equals 0, right? Or wherever it ends up. Like if there's a boundary on that out way outside there. Just in case someone did boundary break. Um, so corner's like way up here somewhere. Anything hidden in that row is undetectable. Okay. Are there any items that kind of like fall into that? So here's an easier one. Since we don't have to worry about water. I'm assuming this, either right here is 0, 0, or this is 0, 0, right? And we can kind of tell that because there's houses right here. Yeah. See, this gives me an excuse to like fucking dick around. I've always loved these open areas. Like I used to just hang out up here as a kid and just kind of wonder like what's right here? Where does this go, you know? So say you wanted to hide an item in plain sight and made it really, really hard for players. You could use that. See, I swear to God, this right here, this looks like something you should be able to access. So this would be 0, 0. I think. No. Because you can still go up here. So this would be 0, 0. Right? Or is it over there? Yeah, see, I vibe with this shit so much. Okay. Now, here's a question for you. What happens? Goddamn, cloisters everywhere. What would happen if you happen to go over that obstacle and go basically out of bounds? Because the game has nothing to show you. Would it just like hit a fatal error and crash? Game crashing. Okay, that's disappointing. What would you have to do to make additional areas of that map? Just like in those places where it looks like you can go there, but you can't. That's a weird sound. I've never heard that before. Does that happen every time? Increase the size of the map. Okay. Now, would that overlap with any, like, I'm assuming the maps aren't adjacent to each other, right? So, like, as far as the fucking, the game is concerned, Saffron is not directly below Cerulean. There's, like, space between them. Um, so you would be able to expand these maps out without them, like, overlapping. Okay, so it doesn't even matter. What's the maximum X and Y that each map has? Is it a constant or is it like variable on the map? Yeah, that's what I was figuring. See, here's if I was a game dev, here's a little trick I would think of. So you've got Poke Centers and Pokemarts in every town, right? And they all have an identical layout. So instead of having to design 7 or 8 different Poke Centers with unique sprite NPCs, just have one of them, and then uh, have the sprite NPCs load in with the map. You know what I'm saying? So that you only really need one mini map of a thing. Lost my train of thought. Oh shit! Wait a minute. Look at this. Look at this fucking attention to detail right here. Right? We've got the 4 fence posts in the right hand turn. I never noticed this. This is such a neat detail. Look at there it is. There it fucking is. I thought this was just like you can look at this and this is just kind of like uh, abstracted, but here it is. You know? Like some places in the game will have this kind of like little boundary area you just assume to walk through, you know? Like, so wait a minute, let's go up here. See, that one you can't do. Yeah, that's such a neat little trick. I love that. And I'm really appreciating Gen 3 now more than I used to. But I found this shit unforgivable. Like, I love that this is just an open field right here, right? Like, there's nothing out there, right? And then you get down here, and you've got buildings of the city right there, right? And you've got these little, like, bush-like trees. Like, the openness of Kanto, like, really just kind of, like, disappeared after Gen 1. And I know it's just to save space. That's kind of a neat one. So it's more of like remember those old racing games like Outrun? That kind of reminds me of that. Let me try. I'm trying to apply that illusion. I don't think I can see that one. That's not one I'm going to be able to perceive. I've just been playing this game too many years. You know, it's ingrained into me. But that's neat. And I bet this is probably why every fucking fan game feels weird when you play it. It doesn't feel like this because every one of those fan games has the player's character moving around the entire map rather than having the entire map move around him. I bet that's why there's a weird, like, it just doesn't feel right, you know? And it's not something you're ever going to pick up on unless, like, look over here. There's some grass up there we can probably go into. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. That's fucking gorgeous. It makes you feel like you could talk to someone on the other side of the fence right here. What's even in here? I've never actually gone in this grass. This is usually like a Growlithe or a Vulpix. Oh, it's Ghastly.